Kia ora and hello to a new map discovery tour. And today we're looking at the brand new map Pallegney. It's a French map. It's by MA7, I think. Hang on, I will bring up the description. Sorry, it's by MA7Studios. It comes in at a 726 megabyte size, so reasonably large. It is available on PC, Mac, PS5 and Xbox. Welcome to the French Lorraine shared between agricultural plains and wooded groves. Rediscover agriculture, livestock and forestry. The map consists of two typical farms of the region. One is an old farmhouse with modern extensions. The other is a large agricultural building perched on a mountainside. Numerous new factories are available. A completely new village gathers points of sale, farms and production facilities. The map consists of 86 fields of crops, about 10 forest plots, and a stream called the Kiwi. Several innovations come with the map. The roofs of the houses get wet during rain, roads get wet, dry, and frost over in winter. You may see puddles of water in certain fields. Some factories have new functions like the sawmill or mills. 2 new agricultural cooperatives and an area to build your own farm. Cheese production directly on the farm or in the communal dairy. A secret quest about the history of a funny animal from the Vosges. And a whole multitude of new decors like the mechanic, the class dealership, and the livestock trader, the water tower, etc. Now the map does require a mod pack to be downloaded. What he's done is he's done some of the buildings for the mod, for the map, to be a separate mod that is required to be downloaded with that, and the size of that is 65.34 megabytes, so in total it is 772 megabytes or just over. So it's a fairly large map. You'll see why when we have a tour of it. So we'll get onto it. Having the shed pack as a separate pack has its advantages and disadvantages. The advantages are you can use it on other maps if you like them, which is a good plus. The downside is, especially if you're a console owner, if you want to clear the space by removing the map, you also would need to remove the shed pack to clear up some more space if you wanted to. You could of course keep the shed pack for another map. So it has its pluses and its minuses. So we'll go in and have a look at the map there. So we're ready to go. So let's hit the start button and confirm who we are. Always like the bright yellow. And this is where we spawn to. So it's a monument to the creators of France. So it looks like there's a soldier there, so I'm guessing that you know, they're the ones that helped France to be the country it is today. So a monument to that. You do have the church here, and a fountain, and just over to the back here there's a children's playground, and of course you can't miss the huge viaduct that just runs right across the map. So the map is in a valley, and they've basically crossed the valley with a huge train viaduct. As you can see, the village is, you know, the buildings are unique. They're not cookie cutter copies of each other. The flowers and the decorations all fit in nicely. It's a very nice looking village. Now this map does have collectibles. If you don't want to know where one is, close your eyes now. But basically the collectibles are bits of paper that join up to be a map that tell the story about the mythical beast of the area, the Dahu of the Vosges. It's basically a mythical beast that has grown 2 longer legs and 2 shorter legs on the sides so that it can easier transverse along the mountains. But I would say probably only one way, as the short legs are on one side and the long legs are on the other side, which would make it a bit difficult to go in the opposite direction. There are some myths about how this was used to do sort of the initiation of newcomers, of hunting the beast, having people call it, and those in the know of the joke having a good laugh at their expense. But the map shows where you can go to find this mythical beast or a statue of it, which then gives you access to a warehouse full of goods. So not only do you get money for each piece of the map, but you also get access to a large amount of goods which are worth quite a bit of money. So like I say, the village does look very awesome. It's nicely detailed, but doesn't run too badly on my system. The textures seem to be okay. I'm not getting a lot of that blurry textures that I seem to be getting a lot of in Riverview. And if we come along here, excuse me ma'am, we come to our first farm. So if we have a look on the map, our farm is basically directly in the middle of the map, just to the side of the town. We do have quite a few fields. Let's see if I can bring up the fields. Farmland. So we've got farmland there. Farmland up here. So some grass fields, wheat, barley. This one's already been harvested and has had bales made, so you just need to collect bales. So you got straw bales off from the start. But you do have an awful lot of wheat, canola and barley fields that need to be harvested on this month, because the next month or day they will have withered. So you are initially you're going to be extremely busy collecting all the harvest, but it will help money-wise, of course. So you do have some areas that you could build your own farm if you want to do so. 123 is one of those areas up there. You can buy all the periphery of the map right in the center of town. 254 gets you all the areas that you can't purchase as fields. So it's a well thought out map. So if we head back to our farm, we'll just scoot along here, and we have a cheese shop. Yes, we do start off with a cheese production facility. We also start off with some seed, and I've just had another crash. Looks like financing is a problem. Okay, so I'm probably going to have to quit if I can, and we'll just restart it. So I do like to have most of the mods that I have just to see if there is an issue. And it does seem to be an issue with that vehicle financing mod. I haven't had that happen on some of the other maps, but it has happened on Riverview, so maybe that is the problem. So I will reload the map and we won't have the mods installed. Yeah. Of course, we need the building pack. Right, so we'll get on to that. Not sure why the finance mod would have caused a problem. I wasn't trying to finance a vehicle, so that's interesting. I may have to leave it out until it gets an update, which would be a shame because I do like the idea of that. Okay, just compiling the shaders and we're ready to go. Okay, so here we go. Let's make a dash for the farm again. Try not to get stuck on the trees. And we'll try again. So as I was saying, we've got seed over there, and over here we have the cheese factory, so we can deliver milk here, and you can even get into the actual shop with pastries and muffins and cakes. It does look very nice. And looks like it's got the times that the place is open. My school French, I know I probably learnt the days of the week, but that was a long time ago. And living in New Zealand, French is not one of the languages that you need to speak too often. So I have unfortunately forgotten the French days of the week. So we do start off with some vehicles, a class tractor. We do have chickens and some feed in the chickens. And we have here the cow barn and pasture. So you could soon start putting the cows in. They milk automatically, and what I like is you can go in here and you can actually see the milking area, automatic milking machine going into the tank, so you can actually see what's happening there. You do have a grain elevator there, and we've got our pickup truck, which we might grab to do our tour. So we've got grain storage in here, trailer, fertilizer, and along here is bale storage. So there's actually quite a few areas where you can store bales. You've got a number of bunker silos, one there, and a drive-through one there, and that is your slurry pit there. And you also have a manure area up here. So it's well thought out. Everything sort of just works together. Along here you've got a storage shed with some equipment. I'm not sure why we have a key just hanging in mid-air. Not sure. Hello, FS Consultancy. I'm so glad you could make it. How are you at the moment? And we've also got cultivator and plough. So yeah, you've got a bit of stuff to get you going. And like I say, you're going to be very, very busy harvesting the fields before the crop withers. There's also a pallet storage up there. So it's certainly is a well set up farm. So we'll hit the road and have a look at some of the sites. Oop. So just up here is a cow pasture you can buy, and when you buy it, all the icons show up and the gate would probably open as well. So that's another place to put your cows. Unfortunately, with the way the pasture system is with cows, it's probably not as helpful as it could be. Yeah, if the meadows gave 80% rather than just 40%, the cows would get better. Oh, yeah, I bet you are. You've been streaming for basically the whole day here in New Zealand, from what I saw, mate. You're a marathon runner, and yeah, you do really well, mate. This map is absolutely gorgeous. The detailing in it is amazing. It does have a fairly large size, so probably quite a few slot counts for the console people, but yeah. So I think this is the carpentry. Or farmland. Okay. So, okay, this is where you can drop your straw and other goods by the looks of it. Basically, I've had a quick run around the map just to get a bit of a feel for things, but yeah, basically you're seeing the map for the first time as I am for most of the stuff. So this looks like it might be sort of like a council area for maybe picking up salt for the roads or something like that. With the new weather mod, that could be very handy. So up here is the water tower. It's one of the downloadable mods from the mod pack, and you can of course get water from here if you need to. And if we come along here, now if you've seen my map tours before, you know I like to have a look at the edge of the map. And especially the roads, and this one looks really good on this side. It's you know, it looks like it's continuing on. It looks really awesome. So we'll head back. Actually, we might be able to go along here and pop down the road. So it is a fantastic map. That's the field that you own that has already been baled for you. So I think that's a nice touch, to have bales already there. So I haven't seen that before. It's a biogas plant there. So fairly standard for a biogas plant. The views are just absolutely awesome. You know, you're looking across there. It is, you know, that viaduct does really stand out as a major part of the view, but it does look really good. The fields sort of roll and flow nicely. The roads flow nicely. It is a very well thought out map. Just, that's a little bit disappointing. A tree in the middle of the road. Yeah, just an abrupt stop like that. I'm going to be very picky about that, because I think map makers can do better. Yeah, we saw it with that dirt road, how it just appeared to carry on. I think putting a tree in the middle of the road, unless it's to close the road with road closed signs, it's just a bit annoying. Yeah, okay, so prices of fields, they're not too badly priced. 69 for 1.16 hectares. Forestry area for 152. 2.6 for 159. So you've got, you know, sort of smaller fields that you already own, a third of a hectare. You do have smaller fields that you can buy as well. There's a sheep farm up here for 322. That includes the buildings. I might actually buy that just when we get up there a bit further. There's also a sheep paddock there for 60, and the big cow one here is 194. So that one's a fairly large one. That's 537. So you've got a good range of prices to suit basically all budgets. Yeah, you don't need to have a whole lot of money to be able to expand your fields if you want to. So, yeah, it's nicely thought out there. So, you know, good warning. You know, you're entering into the village, so you're being told to, you know, slow down and behave yourself. So this is a sell point as well as a shop to buy, you know, all the base game pallets. So it looks like our traffic jam's still having a bit of a problem there. I saw that on the way. So the changes in elevation, you know, are nicely done. The houses are nicely placed. And here we have the oil and flour mill. So you can do basically all sorts with this. Rice flour, sunflower oil, and all sorts of things. We might be able to buy it. Probably going to run out of money soon though. Okay, so we've got barley flour, canola oil, oat olive oil, rice flour, rice oil, sorghum flour, sunflower oil, and wheat flour. The actual wheel does not turn unless it's processing something, which is fairly obvious really. And your goods will spawn in here, so you will need to probably pull them out with a forklift to load them onto a trailer. Could be a bit awkward with an auto load trailer, but you may get away with it. These here, this part of the building here is tied in with the collectibles, so don't want to give too much away. Let's have a look. Yep, so we'll go up to the wood mill. So the rivers look good. Of course, the reflections are par for the course now. In FS22 I used to like to see what reflections were available in the water, and it's now pretty standard stuff. So that's one of my little things that I quite like about FS25 is the reflections. Yeah, everything's reflected, the reeds. So up here is the sawmill, and you've got basically a crane that you can jump into. Sure what I need to do to get it to move forward, but yeah, it's not really telling me. I'm pushing on the accelerator, but it's not moving forward, so I'm sure there's something to move it forward. But yeah, you can unload your logs and it will, you can load them onto this ramp here, which will push the logs up and feed into the sawmill. So it does look quite good, and yeah, it helps with the immersion. Whether it's something that you would use too often, I'm not sure, but it's definitely there if you want to go for realism. And there's a similar crane at the train area to load the logs onto the train, so you've got that as well. But the fields do just look awesome. The map maker has done a fantastic job. the roads flow nicely. I know I've said that before, but you know, when you just look at how it's winding up the hill like this, it just looks part of it. Okay, so we have here a souffle agriculture. So that'll be a sell point as well. That'll buy quite a bit barley, canola, that sort of thing. So it's like a grain merchant. I'm probably going to miss quite a bit on the map. I think it's a map that you'll discover a lot on. I think there's a lot of stuff on it. Yeah, this is basically a whirlwind map tour, and I haven't really had a lot of time to discover everything. Yeah, I want you guys basically discover at much the same time as what I'm doing as well. So this is one of the areas where you could build your own farm if you want to. So it's relatively flat. A little bit of, you know, terraforming needs to be done to it, but not too bad. You know, and you do have a nice view. Yeah, if you built one of those two-storied houses, yeah, you could have a really nice view from the top. So this is the animal dealer. It does have animals by the looks of it, so that is nice. Animated animals as well, not static, so I think we've all come to expect that now for Farming Simulator 25. And you do have your bale sell point as well, but no buy points for slurry or manure. So as we're near to the edge of the map, I think it's one of my little pet things. We'll have a look at the edge of the map and just have a look and see what it's like. And once again, we sort of have a tree in the way. And we fall through there, so there's no collision on that. The water movements, yeah, it's a nice touch. The ripples effects, it happens occasionally, it's not all the time in the stream, so yeah, that's quite neat. Now we're getting a lot of that graphical tearing near the edge of the map as well. I think that's possibly because I fell through there, so it seems to be something that hangs around every time I'm near the edge of the map now, so a little bit frustrating, but it's not perfect, but it's still a gorgeous map. As you can see, absolutely no collisions except for when you want to try and get out. So we'll jump back to the car. Careful not to fall through the wall. Hello, rocket scientists, how are you? Yeah, it's a gorgeous map. It is absolutely stunning. There's a few little things. No collision on that wall there, so you fall through. And while some of the roads on the edges of the map tend to go off into the distance, other roads on this map just get blocked by a tree, so it's a little bit frustrating that he's done well with some roads but other roads not so well. This bridge is awesome, you know, 2 humps. Wouldn't want to hit that too fast. So I played around a bit with the chat, so I'm hoping it looks a bit better now. And I'm also trying a Discord server, so hopefully it will work okay, but yeah. So if we jump out here, this is the tunnel that the train line comes out of, and that's the train station there. Yeah, that's a nice feature there. It looks like the tunnel's going straight into the distance. You can see the light at the end of the tunnel, as they say. And yeah, that's a nice touch, because usually, you know, it's just a black wall, you know, it's just black darkness. So that is nice. There are a lot of nice things on this map. Now let's see. Yep, we'll go down here and then back around. Sounds like you've been having a bit of fun with that then. And it looks like I'm getting the entire chat, even on the long ones. That's awesome. So come up here. He's got a tree growing across the road. I'm not too sure why, because if you go up to the tree, you actually see the road continues on nicely, and you know, without the tree, that to me would look absolutely awesome. I'm sorry, it's just one of my things. Edges of the map. I've seen it done so well, and you know, this is FS25. I think the bar has been set high. But that viaduct certainly does dominate the view. You know, it's part of the valley, and you know, that's what you see. So if we nip down here, we'll go into the train station with another one of the cranes there that you can use to load logs onto the train. So you could unload your logs into these ramps here, and then when the train comes you can, talking of the train, there we go. And you can call your train here. You can put your grain here, but by the looks of it, you can't use it as a storage place, sneaky storage place, because the grain can only be unloaded into a train. So we'll go and have a look at the sheep farm. So I believe this area is near possibly the German, possibly Swiss border, sort of in a mountainous area. So yeah, the view and with the mountains in the background definitely don't look out of place. So this is a sheep farm. Your sheep product will spawn there. You can feed your sheep, and of course they do thrive on meadow grass, so you know, you can just set it. There's a sleep point here, another bale storage area, so this is to get the stuff out. And around here, if you go up here, oh wow, I've got 50 subs. So last time I looked it was 49. I was so close. Have to have a celebration for that one. That is awesome. I'm really happy with that. Thanks for letting me know. So yeah, so this is a bit of a bale and pallet storage area. Yeah, it was sitting at 46 for quite a while. So I'm stoked to have hit the 50. That's awesome. So down here is the gas station by the looks of it. With a console safe. Pugio? I think we can safely assume what that's meant to be. But yeah, to keep it console safe, as Skoda is the official vehicle for the franchise and not Peugeot. So I think it's up here is the dairy. So yep, here we go. So this is a dairy, so you can unload the milk, sugar and that sort of thing, and generate your milk, your buffalo milk and that sort of thing. So I think buffalo milk in this area would be fairly unique, but why not? we'll nip up here, and we've got another sell point, and it looks like a buy point as well. Not too sure if I can load anything in this. Nah, wrong type of deck, but I'm sure if I had a trailer on, I'd be able to load all sorts of things in this. So I probably won't read the names out because my French is absolutely terrible. And then up here is our class dealer. Now in FS22 he had some equipment parked out the front, but he hasn't done that on this one. But we do have a repair place here. A wash bay that you could probably, you know, purchase the wash machine and store it in there. It doesn't have to be put onto your land. And in here, you can go in here and you've got your shop, so you can buy your goods and all that sort of thing. So interesting, it threw me out. And you've got a little bit of bric-a-brac here. But worried about the age of those boxes. They obviously carry parts for some quite old machines. And then up here, you got your offices. None of these doors you can enter into, so you don't have access to anything like that. You can't open these main doors here either. They're definitely closed. Yes, this map came out at the end of FS22. Remember, I've got to drive on the continental side of the road as opposed to the correct side of the road, which most of us in the chat here would know is on the other side of the road. And that's another sheep field there. There's no obvious point to pick up the wool or goat's milk, depending on what you have in here, but they do have an area for that to spawn, so it's just not clearly marked, that's all. But when they spawned, you see them. And I always think this is a nice little touch. You know, it's not needed for gameplay. You know, you're never really going to head down here unless you're well and truly lost with the tractor. But that's just a nice touch, nice little cul-de-sac, houses around. So it's a very nice map. And of course, you know, you can buy fields under the viaduct, and you know, you can grow crops under the viaduct. And now basically we're back where we started, entering into the village of Pallegney. With our farm. Just one more thing, just a little thing I want to point out. Come down here to one of our fields. So I'm being very picky here, I know, but it is FS25 and I feel this stream screams for flowing water like they have now, and released an FS25. It's not locked behind the Silver Run map firewall, and I just feel this stream really screams for a bit of flowing animation, like they had in Silver Run and like they have in Zelonka now, and that sort of thing. So just being extremely picky, I know, but I'm looking at it from an FS, what's available in FS25. So but the power lines just look awesome. The viaduct, it looks awesome. The town is just incredibly put together nicely. You've got your supermarket here, big car park, big drop-off area, and you're looking out over there back to your farm. This is one of your fields that you need to harvest on the first month, otherwise it's going to wither on you. So you've got a very, very, very busy first month. Just trying to get everything harvested before they all wither. I'm not sure why the train is going like that. It's not a map thing, it's definitely a graphics setting thing, because it was like that after the last update. I noticed it on Hutin Pantai, so it's definitely not a map. It's a Giant's graphics setting. Whether it's my graphics setting or something like that, I'm not too sure. Hello Klaus, how are you today? Sorry I missed you there. Just giving people a tour of the new map Pallegney. Pallegney. That's a silent G. The church is absolutely stunning. The map is a stunning map. So frame rates, what do we got there? So I've got about 48, so it's I can sometimes get 60, so it is down a little bit on the frame rate, but that's to be expected with the amount of detail in the map. Will I add this to my list of maps I want to play on? Most definitely. I definitely enjoyed playing on it in FS22, and I think I'll enjoy playing on it in FS25. I will do, class. Where would we find that map? And class, I have set up a Discord. I'm not sure how it will go. Let me know if there are any problems with it. It's fairly basic at the moment. So just waiting for the train to go to come up, and then we will go for a train ride across the viaduct, and we'll have a look at the view from on top of the viaduct. That tunnel does look awesome. I think that's a nice touch. Forbidden mods. Cool. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Like I say, I've only just set it up, so it's fairly basic at the moment. Hopefully the rules will come up that, you know, people have to accept and all that sort of thing, do the ticky thing. But yeah. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. I've never done a Discord before, so it was a bit of fun learning experience. Says it's going to be arriving soon, but looks like it's going to take a while. So this is one of the cranes that you can use to load logs on. There's one at the mill as well. I definitely can't get it to... there we go. It's looks like it's a special mouse control, so I'd probably have to program that into the joystick as a special button. But it does move. Yeah, it's definitely taking a long time. Might be quicker to just walk across it. Ah, here it is. Yeah, I'm not too sure what's causing the jerkiness on the train graphics there. What did it just do? It just disappeared again. So there's something weird with the train. It definitely has a stunning view around here. So, if I was going to rate this map, I'd probably give it a 4.5 out of 5. Yeah, it is an absolutely stunning map. It is well detailed. Because of that, it is quite a large size. But yeah, he's made a lot of the buildings available for you to be able to use in other maps. But it will be a compulsory download for this map. Just a couple of little things that he's missed. Drop it down that half point. The flowing stream and just the road stopping abruptly with a bush in the middle of it. I'm just being picky, I know, but yeah, life's not that bad, Klaus. Definitely not that bad. Okay, so if I was recording this would be a jump cut. So that's the sawmill again. And this is the farm, so while we're waiting on that to arrive. So we do have a little bit of a workshop type area here that you can enter into. So, it's nice to have buildings you can enter into. You can't enter into the house though. But you can enter into this area. So you've got a workshop here. Workshop trigger. So it's probably a farm, smaller equipment map. You've got a nice area here. Change your clothes. And your sleep trigger is there. So you can't enter into the house as such, but it's still extremely detailed and nice looking. So I hope sometime someone soon will make the mod, if Giants won't fix it, where cows can actually do quite well on just grass. Because then, you know, meadows like this can be used. And I like the way it flows into the shed here. Yeah, you put your straw in and you've got your manure heap here. So I'm not sure if the manure automatically forms here or whether you have to drag it out of the shed. That's something you guys will be able to find out for yourselves when you play the map. Let's see if this train is going to be arriving soon. Okay, it keeps going past in reverse, so I think it's broken. So we'll leave it. Sorry about that. So that is Pallegney. Yes, it's on Mod Hub. It was released today, along with the news of our DLC that's going to be coming along for the first quarter. They finally released information on that one. I'll just bring it up and let you guys know about it. It's a Nexat pack. So we did have something similar in FS22 with the wide vehicle. I think trains are always late no matter where you live. So if we go into the blog, the Nexat pack is going to be released in March 11th. There's going to be a large number of devices with it, 12 machines and 7 brands. So you've got the actual Nexat machine, which you can then I think have sprayers attached to it. You can have combine harvesters, rotor disc, so there's going to be quite a bit with it, so that is something to look forward to. If you own the year 1 season pass, you will receive it on the day that it is released. If you don't have the season pass yet, or you just want to buy it separately, please use the code for your favorite YouTuber. I'm not a Giants partner yet, so I don't have a code, but there are some YouTubers that you probably know that, you know, if you use their code, they get a little bit of money, and it doesn't cost anything. Yes, very big machine, but apparently the field compaction is reduced tremendously. So yeah, because of the way the wheels are and that sort of thing. So and that's, you know, quite a big thing nowadays. So I'm wondering if field compaction may be something that'll be brought in with precision farming. We'll have to wait and see. Yes, Argsy Gaming has a code. I had to toss up between Argsy and Mr. Silly P because I do like Mr. Silly P's content. And because he's a console player, he doesn't get a lot of PC players. And of course, it's only PC players that can use the code. So I gave him the code on my one. But I'm not recommending anyone. Argsy definitely. He's a local Kiwi guy as well, so could be good to support him as well. So that is what was announced. So some exciting stuff, and of course we've got a lot of mods today as well, including this map. So there's some really good mods, but doesn't look like there was a fix for the financing mod, which does seem to have crashed this map. So not too sure. So overall, it is a very, very well thought out, well planned, well executed map, and I do recommend it. I'll definitely be adding it to my list of maps I'll be playing on. Still waiting for the Calmston farm to be updated, so that hasn't been updated. So yeah, it's finding time to play on all these maps. That's the problem. We're definitely getting an avalanche of some very, very good maps and some very, very good mods. Now, I'm really looking forward to seeing what someone does with a completely new map, because we're getting a lot of maps that, you know, are fan favorites. People, you know, want to relive their map again and just go for it. And obviously, upgrading a map is probably a lot easier than starting a map from scratch, but it would be interesting to see what someone comes up with a completely new map. So we'll just have to wait and see what's going to happen along there. Yeah, the auto load mod is only available on GitHub. It's not available on ModHub. I'll just put that in the chat for you if you like. The GitHub page. I basically have it bookmarked because I go to it regularly because he updates it regularly. Okay, so it should be there. That's so that's Loki's GitHub page. So you are downloading it directly from the author, not from one of those dodgy rip-off sites, which try to make a lot of money through advertising and forcing you to make all sorts of clicks on stuff that you don't want to. That is available, and he is actually very, very quick to fix things. There was an issue with the financing mod, not just crashing games, but it was stopping his auto load tab from loading in the store. And I was about to put in a report, and someone had already done it, and he had already fixed it. So he's very, very quick to respond to any errors that you report to him, and is very quick to fix them as well. And he does regular updates, so it pays to keep an eye on it. He can and keep up with it, but it does seem to work really well. I've had a little bit of problems getting the logging to work, but I think that's more operator error rather than the actual software. So it's definitely a good mod to have, makes life a lot easier. You'll probably see me use it on the map that I've got going with Cheeky Badger, with all those bales that I created on that field. Yeah, I'm definitely not going to be loading them by hand. I'll be auto loading them. So it's actually quite scary to with that map to think that one field produced so many bales. It was something like $300,000 worth on easy. So I think I'm going to make it probably hard, just to make it a bit harder on myself. But you know, you think about that. If you're doing 5 cuts a year, that's a lot of money you can make off that one field. More than probably you can make on oat or anything like that. So yeah. So Loki is building a map with Joji, so that will be a good map. Yeah, he's a very talented map maker, and Loki's a very talented coder. So between the two of them, they'll come up with something fantastic. Look forward to that, and I'll definitely check out that German map. That should be a good map. So sorry, FS Consultancy, not quite picking up on what you mean by that. 6x more. Do you want a 6x map? So I've definitely enjoyed doing a map tour of this, doing the discovery of it. It's definitely a very popular map. People have definitely been very excited to see it come up. So yeah, I think it's a really good map. Not perfect, I think, you know. I hope my criticisms will be taken as you know, basically just, hey, this is something that could be improved. But overall, it's a stunning map. You know, the playground's stunning. What kid doesn't want to play on a pirate ship? or a tractor. Although when I was a kid, we had real tractors in the playgrounds. But yeah, not so much now. Apparently they're too dangerous. Too many sharp metal parts or something. But hey, I grew up in the 70s. I'm meant to be dead anyway. You know, 70s killed everyone apparently. We won't get into that. So Ah, 6 times more money than oats. Yes, yes, I think you're right there, FS Consultancy. Yep. And so that large map is sort of more for multiplayer, so a bit like Cheeky Badger, that's a multiplayer map as well, really. But we're doing okay on single player. Definitely a map to use auto drive and course play. And be a manager, especially if you get quite a few fields. But FS Consultancy is doing that. He's using auto drive and course play on Cheeky Badger, and he's doing really well with that. So yeah, it's a good map for that. So yeah, if anyone has time and all that, FS Consultancy does stream most days. Nighttime UK time, daytime New Zealand time, and honestly, FS Consultancy, you're a marathon runner. You just go and go and go. You amaze me with your stamina. It's amazing. So if you look him up on YouTube, you'll probably see him streaming sometime. But I think I might leave it at that. How long? About an hour and a half for that. So yeah, most people try to keep it under about an hour, but this is a live stream, so I can't cut out all the boring bits. So hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've been inspired to want to play on it. It definitely has that French feel. Not that I've ever been to France, but I have technically kind of driven through France in Euro Truck Simulator, and I remember driving through a few villages that did look like this. So yeah, I think this has definitely got that French feel about it. Yeah, buildings right on the edge of the road. Yeah, you've got the added addition of the shop and making cheese, so I think that's awesome. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you all so much for joining FS Consultancy. I'll let you go, and if you haven't already had some sleep, go and get some sleep and all that. But thank you so much for joining. I do appreciate it. Thank you, Klaus, for joining. Thank you, Rocket, for joining. I do appreciate you being on the stream and, you know, keeping me company. I do appreciate it. And, yeah, feel free to join the Discord. I'll keep an eye on it. And all that. Don't forget to hit the like button on the way out. That would be great. But yeah, until next time, have a good day, a good evening, a good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and at whatever time you're watching this. Feel free to share this with anyone that you like. And if you haven't done so already, hit the subscribe button and the like button. That would be great. And until next time, bye.